there was so much energy being put into, again, kind of what I sometimes refer to as like the Sunday-centric paradigm, the
Yeah.
Sunday-centric model, which basically said that, the central hub of the church, the primary activity of the church in the lives of our people was the Sunday gathering,
Yep.
and forming, a impactful enough worship experience with
Hmm.
music and drama or arts or whatever the different churches had at their disposal, a significant teaching time with an incredibly well qualified communicator, kids programs, youth programs, a whole volunteer army from the parking lot to ushers to everything to make all that
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
And really, it was taking 60 to 70% of my time during the week
Right.
to make that happen.
Right.
And then recognizing that people in our community, and not just our community locally, but around the country, who had been sitting through those Sunday programs
Yeah.
for 5 years, 25 years, 35 years,
Yeah.
actually were not expressing Jesus in ways that were that transformative in the community around them,
Hmm.
or weren't expressing Jesus in ways that were even that attractive to people who didn't
Yeah.
know Jesus.
Right.
That as the church lost its kind of sense of cultural relevance,
Yep.
the actual Christian themselves didn't have a lot of attractiveness to people around them. That if
Yeah.
anything else, if you heard if a Christian moved in next door, more and more people were like, "Ugh, I don't know if that's a good
Yeah.
thing,"
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Kind of a
Yep.
cringe, especially
Yeah.
in some urban environments. And so I thought, well, gosh, we're putting all this time and effort into making a product, so to speak, the
Yep.
product being a disciple, and then the world has no interest in our product.
Hmm.
And so, for me, it just became kind of like the what business are we in? If we're really trying to make disciples, then maybe there's a better strategy to do it. And then it's when I finally dawned on me that actually my product has not been disciples. My product has been a Sunday service.
Yeah.
My product has been, it came to me one day. I feel like I'm running a Christian cruise ship, for 3,000 people. And my product or my job is
Yeah.
to keep them entertained and active 7 nights a
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
thought, man, it's just not working,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and other churches around the country, Willow Creek and others, were even recognizing this themselves. And so it
Yep.
wasn't, my own journey, but,
Sure.
yeah, it
Yeah.
just made me kind of rethink the whole thing and
Yeah.
say, what are we doing?